Need some coins for that God Squad you've always wanted? For the cheapest coins anywhere, check out MMOEXP.com and use code ZIRK for 5% off your order. Link is in the description.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
Team of the Week predictions last week were really good, and you guys seem to be enjoying these videos, so today we're back with Team of the Week Week 3 predictions. Now, I do want to give a shout out to Jared for being a part of the Totw gang. If you guys want a chance to check out the next video, drop a like in the vid, make sure you guys are subbed to the channel, turn notification bell on, and comment down below, Totw gang. Also, guys, we had the greatest day I've ever had of Sunday NFL picks. Absolutely insane. I had over $1,300 in W's, and my dad had almost $1,000 himself. If you guys copied us, you made a lot of money yesterday. Definitely was absolutely insane, but guys, we do have Monday Night Football tonight, so if you guys want to check out Underdog Fantasy, you can use code ZIRK. It'll double your first deposit up to $500 until October 4th, and if you guys sign up right now using code ZIRK, you will get this 0.5 total yards Matt Stafford special for tonight's games. We actually have 2 Monday Night Football games. I'll have my picks up later this afternoon, but seriously, insane. Over $2,300 combined between myself and my dad. That is ridiculous. Just insane. If you copied, congrats to you. All right, guys, so let's get into my Team of the Week predictions. Now, a couple things I need to say. Number one, yes, I am doing this video here on Monday morning. Team of the Week does not come out until Wednesday in the afternoon. Reveals, usually they will do those reveals. We'll see like 1 or 2 cards revealed. Tuesday night, they'll tweet out something, and then Wednesday morning, they'll go over everything. I did wait last week until Monday Night Football had been done to actually do my prediction video, but I kind of feel like Monday's is just a better day to do it in terms of like sliding this in before the AKA release at 1:30. But also I do want to mention, guys, remember this week's Team of the Week is now going to be 1 overall higher due to Legends going up in overall as well. Now we are at 89 overall. So these lower overall cards I'm going to go over, we have 82s, we have 2 82s, 2 86s, and then we have 4 total 89s, with 2 of them being heroes from this week, 1 LTD from this week, and remember an LTD from this week but a previous year. And of course, I know this, okay, I get it, there's always going to be snubs with Team of the Week. You guys have to remember that, so don't get mad if your favorite player who happened to have like a pick 6 or whatever this week is not on this list, because simply put, not everybody can get a card. With that being said though, starting off with these 82s, I'm going to go with Levi Wallace to get the first 82 overall on the defense side of the ball. He was the only player this week to have 2 interceptions, and yeah, Levi Wallace. 2 interceptions. And as for the offensive 82, there are a couple of options here, guys, but I'm going with Donald Parham. Number 1, he had 2 touchdowns. Okay, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns. He had like 4 yards, but EA knows what they're doing, all right? If they want to get people excited and you know, cause a little bit of ruckus, whatever, they'll give us a Donald Parham card just to give us a Donald Parham card, even though he won't be crazy. But if you guys, if this is like your first Madden ever, I feel bad because you missed out on Madden 23 Donald Parham. This was one of the greatest cards in Madden history. Last year was Donald Parham. He is 6'8", and last year you could chuck high balls to him and he's coming down with it almost every single time. It was absolutely ridiculous. But Donald Parham had 2 touchdowns. EA, give him an 82 overall. All right, the card really won't be all that good. He's not going to be overpowered. You're not really going to see a lot of people using him, but it'll still be cool to see a Donald Parham upgrade. So yeah, 82 overall Parham. Now we get into the 86 overalls, guys. And starting off, we have Kyle Hamilton for the defensive side of the ball. This is who I believe the 86 is going to be for this week. Now, I will say this. I actually really wish that I could say Kyle Hamilton would get a hero. But the issue with Kyle Hamilton, the Ravens lost, okay? And normally, I will say this, normally, to get like a limited for this week or to get a hero, you tend to have to win those games. So if the Ravens won, Kyle Hamilton, I probably would have in here as 88, guys, I'll be honest. And I wish that they would have won the game simply for Team of the Week reasons here, just because Kyle Hamilton is an incredible user card. You know, he's 6'4", and it would have been really nice to see him at an 89 overall. Would have been really good. But Kyle Hamilton here, he's going to be an 86 overall. He did have 9 tackles, 3 sacks, and a forced fumble. Like, that sounds like a Team of the Week hero, but they lost. So it's unfortunate. Kyle Hamilton should get a nice bump into an 86, though. Will it be a good card? I mean, you're looking at like an 85 speed user card that's 6'4". Man in zone will get slightly up there as well. You know, he's not going to be anything crazy. Unfortunate, he can't get the 89 because, like I said, they lost. As for the other 86 overall guys, I'm going to go with Keenan Allen. Now, I know a lot of people as well are going to say, well, they won. He had a crazy stat line. Why is Keenan Allen not going to get a hero? Number one, I think there's someone more deserving of getting an offensive hero. But number two as well, something you guys have to keep in mind here when it comes to the team of the week, EA does not want to push out team of the weeks with the same, players or the same positions at the exact same spot. And what do I mean by that? Well, as for the LTD this week, guys, because last week's LTD was Chris Jones, who is, the player from previous years, but this week, that likely means, and it should mean, that this week's LTD throwback player is going to be offense, okay? Which means that if Keenan Allen were to get the hero, he would just be a hero. He'd be 89 overall offensive hero. He wouldn't get the LTD. We just had Mike Evans as the offensive hero from last week, not the limited. I don't believe EA wants to push out back-to-back weeks of the set offensive hero being a wide receiver. So Keenan Allen, I believe, is just going to get an 86 overall upgrade here. And I will say this, Keenan Allen is a big enough name to where EA may not want to give him just an 86, and they might have him saved for another promo coming up. So if they come out with Team of the Week and Keenan is not in it, Chargers fans, you actually maybe shouldn't be upset about that because that likely means he has like a bigger card coming. But I definitely couldn't leave him off this list, guys. 18 catches for 215 yards, and he definitely won me a lot of money on Underdog. If you guys saw that pick'em that I showed you before this started right here, that 3-pick with the touchdowns with the Herbert and Kirk Cousins and Keenan Allen yards. Yeah, shout out to Keenan Allen. Definitely won me a lot of money, but don't be surprised if he does not end up getting a Team of the Week card because I don't know if they want to use Keenan for an 86. So now, guys, let's get into the 89 overall heroes, and then we'll talk about limited. Starting off, Devon Achane. Yes, I do believe that he is going to get the 89 overall offensive hero. Very, very deserving. Obviously, Dolphins fans, you guys should be very, very happy with how that game went. They dropped 70 points. Somebody's going to get a hero, okay? There's no doubt about it. Somebody's going to get a hero, and if anybody, I think it's going to be Devon Achane. I do want to mention Raheem Mostert had a monster week as well. He had 4 touchdowns too, but Mostert just got a Team of the Week card last week. I don't think they want to give him back-to-back cards, so I don't think Mostert's going to end up getting a Team of the Week card. But Devon Achane, 233 total yards, 4 total touchdowns. I mean, yeah, he has to get a card. That being said, will this card be good? I do want to mention he's only 188 pounds. He's a small running back, okay? 188 pounds. We're talking almost ScoMo size here. So, yeah, Devon Achane, will he be, better than Bo Jackson? Will he be better than, Walter Payton? Speed-wise, he's going to be up there. I'll tell you that. He's going to be very, very fast. And in terms of being elusive, his change of direction, his break tackle, his juke move, I mean, that's going to be up there. That's going to be up there for sure. But catching-wise, he doesn't look to be all that crazy. Probably will not get running back apprentice. And he's also 188 pounds. So do I think he's going to be better than Bo Jackson? Do I think he's better than Walter Payton? DeAndre Swift? I don't think so. But he definitely deserves a card. And as for the defensive hero, guys, I'm going with Myles Garrett. I think this one could not be more obvious. If the defensive hero is not Myles Garrett, I would be shocked of anybody on this list. If somebody wasn't on here for Team of the Week that I'm mentioning in this list, Myles Garrett would be the biggest shocker to me. 3.5 sacks and a forced fumble, and they won the game. He has 86 overall correlate, so obviously very easily could jump up to an 89. With the Myles Garrett card, be good. Myles Garrett cards are always good. They always play really, really good. That power move, you may see that pushed up to about 90. Block shed hopefully gets up a little bit there, but the Myles Garrett, yeah, this would be an incredible Team of the Week defensive hero. Now let's talk about the LTDs. Now, this is where things get very interesting, okay? And I have to say, I don't necessarily like this pick that I'm about to mention here, but everything makes sense. Okay, now as I already mentioned with Kyle Hamilton had a much better game than Javon Holland, who I have here slated as the defensive LTD. But I'm going to explain why I have Javon Holland here. Number one, again, the Dolphins had 70 points. It would not shock me at all to see them get an offensive hero and a defensive LTD. It makes perfect sense. Last year, we got Justin Jefferson and Patrick Peterson as the offensive and defensive heroes. So don't say this can't happen. They can't do 2 players in the same team. They can. They did last year. But in terms of other players that had crazy games, Myles Garrett had by far the best game for defensive players. Kyle Hamilton, I will say, was second. But again, they lost the game, so I just don't see him getting the 89 overall. Javon Holland was the only player of the week to have 2 forced fumbles, and he also did have 8 tackles. I know we had other cards like Rashawn Gary who had like 3 sacks, whatever, but I feel like Javon Holland makes a lot of sense. And I know that we already had the LTD for the current week player, which was Jesse Bates back in Team of the Week, Week 1. I understand that here, but at least it's not back-to-back weeks that we would be getting that. So if there's any player that could be swapped out very easily, I think it could be Javon Holland, but it's a very, very hard pick for the defensive LTD because, as I said, this is not going to be a throwback player for defense this week. This is going to be a current week player. And Javon Holland, I mean, if they just want to go all out and show the Dolphins some love, it would make sense, right? It has this 78 overall. As I mentioned, only player with 2 forced fumbles. Not super confident in this pick. They could swap it out with somebody else, but if they did so, it's going to be someone who didn't really have like a monster week, whatever. We'll see who the defensive LTD is. And as for the offensive LTD throwback player, guys, that is going to be Stefon Diggs. Again, this is not from 2023. I'm going to have to mention this in every single Team of the Week prediction video because every single time the Team of the Week limiteds get revealed, there is guaranteed to be a bunch of people who do not pay attention and don't understand how that limited got there because that player didn't do anything this week. It's because one of the limiteds are not from this year. In 2017, Stefon Diggs had 8 catches, 173 yards, and 2 touchdowns, and he has this 85. I could very well see him going from an 85 to an 89. Yes, I know. We had Mike Evans as the offensive hero last week, but we have not had an LTD wide receiver as the throwback offensive hero just yet, so that's why I'm going to go with Stefon Diggs here. They did end up winning in that game. I also want to mention Calvin Ridley had a very, very good stat line in week 3. I think it was like 2017 or 2018. I think it was 2018. But they lost that game. So Stefon Diggs and the Bills, I think he was actually back in the Vikings then. They did actually end up winning that game. So with that being said, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video. And if you did, make sure you guys drop a like in the video. And of course, hit that sub button down below. Let me know down below what you guys think about my Team of the Week predictions. And we'll see how these all pan out. Last week, we did really good. I hit the LTD Chris Jones right on the head. And we also had some other hits as well. We'll see how it goes this week. If you guys enjoyed this video, check out these.